Stories Behind the Stories. I'm your host, Linda Hughes, and this is a cozy mystery edition with author Nancy Coco. Nancy, I'm so glad we finally got together.
Yes, it's so glad that we can talk. I know we've tried before, so I'm just really happy that we're able to do it now.
I'm so glad it worked out. And in fact, this summer when we were both doing book signings at the Island Bookstore on Mackinac Island, shout out to the Island Bookstore because they are
Love
so,
them.
oh, I know, they're so good to us as authors. And I mixed up my time and I came at your time, and there you were. I'd been trying to connect with you. So it was like that was meant to be that I made that
Kismet.
mistake. Yeah, it was. It was. So that was great. And just to give our viewers and our listeners a little bit of an idea of what you do, I want to read some of the titles of some of your books, and if you don't mind, is that okay?
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, because just to give them an idea of what we're talking about here, the first one I read was the first in your candy coated series. And these books are set on Mackinac Island. And I know you write about other places as well, but this series is all on Mackinac Island, which is known for its fudge, right? Um,
Yes.
yeah, and
Yes.
I eat
Fudge
tons.
capital of the world.
It is, and I eat a lot every time I go up there. And so the first one I ever read was All Fudged Up, and it's a candy coated mystery. And I just loved this so much. And reviewers love your setting. They love not only the mystery, which is great, but they love the settings and they love your characters. And so you put all that together, and it just makes a really good, interesting, and fun story. And it introduces people to Mackinac Island. So even though your hotel that you write about and the candy shop might be fictional, it's so appropriate for the island. It really tells people what it's
Thank
like.
you.
So we've got All Fudged Up. We also have Three Fudges and a Baby.
Yes.
And we have To Fudge or Not to Fudge. All you need is fudge. All you need is fudge. Um,
Oh, that was me. I was singing that too.
The song, yeah, it goes after the song. Oh, say, can you fudge? And here comes the fudge. I mean, you've made such a great series here to introduce us all to Mackinac Island. And so I'd like to know a number of things. I have a number of questions. Uh, your connection to Mackinac Island, why you chose to write about this place that so many of us love so much, and why you chose to write cozy mysteries, what got you into all of that, how did you become a writer? So let's start with Mackinac Island and your connection to the island, why you decided to write about that place.
Yeah. Well, of course, I was born in Michigan. I was born in Grand Haven. But my mother lived pretty much up around the Pellston, Petoskey area when
So,
she was growing up. So we went to Mackinac Island a lot
oh,
when I was a kid, and just visiting and the memories that I had from going there and hiking and eating fudge and walking down Main Street and shopping and all that fun stuff that you get to do as a kid.
oh,
So I was really drawn to the island as a setting, and written other cozy mysteries before that, and I was looking for one that I could really feel comfortable and happy about sharing, the setting and what was going on there, and every time I speak to people about it and they don't know Mackinac Island, I'm just always sharing with them that they really need to go and they really need to experience it. I even had a reader write me and say, "Why did you make up a fictional island where there are no cars?"
oh, that's
Yeah.
sweet. That's sweet. No,
So I
there
had to
is
write
an
him
island.
write him back and let him
Yeah.
know, no, it's a real island and you can go visit.
Yeah,
So,
and there are no cars. Yeah.
and there are no cars.
Yeah, it surprises me that there are people anywhere who don't know about it because Travel and Leisure magazine and USA Today and other award givers have awarded it the best place to visit in the summer in the United States many times, and the best island in the country many times over. But it is hard to get to. We know that. It's in Lake Huron. It's in the northern side of the lower peninsula of Michigan. And you mentioned Pellston, which is a
Yeah.
small town near there where your mom is from. There's not a lot up there. And so
No, no, they had a farm.
getting there
So,
is an adventure all of its own, right? And you
yes,
drive to Mackinac City and you get on or St. Ignace on the other side, eh, and you take a ferry to get to the island. So it isn't like you just drive over.
yes, exactly.
But that's part of the fun, is you've really gone someplace different once you get there and you step off that ferry. It's like going back 150 years. There are the horses, the carriages, the bikes. You walk if you don't do those two things, and it's just fabulous. And I went for the first time when I was 9 years old.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh.
I know. So who knows? And I've gone many, many times, and I'm older than you, but still, we could have passed each other on the streets of
No, we
Mackinac
could.
sometime, and never knew that someday there'd be all these books. So, what made you decide to write cozy mysteries placed on the island? Although I have to say, it's a perfect combination.
Well, thank you. I was writing romance. I started off writing romance.
Oh,
Yeah, and I went to get my master's degree in genre fiction. And I said, "Is it okay that I'm already published?" And they said, "Yes, except we'd like you to take a different genre. So you're already published in romance, try something new." So I turned to mystery, and I had a very, very good teacher, Victoria Thompson. She wrote the Gaslight mysteries. Unfortunately, she left us a year or two ago. She had
mm,
cancer. Um, but she just had such joy for it, and I thought I could do that. That'd be a lot of fun. So I started writing cozy mysteries. My first one was set in Kansas. It was called Gluten for Punishment because I have celiac, and I
oh,
was messing around with my own recipes that I
uh-huh.
could do. And I do have a lot of recipes in the Mackinac Island cozy books.
Hmm.
They're mostly fudge recipes. So doing the fudge and the recipes and murder, kind of like Murder She Wrote, it's a joy. So I'm really glad that I switched from mysteries to romance.
And that's
I mean, from
interesting.
romance to mysteries. Sorry.
Yeah. And it's interesting that it was getting that degree that encouraged you to do that. Where'd you go to school? Where'd you get that degree?
I went to Seton Hill in Pennsylvania, just
Oh,
outside of Pittsburgh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So not in Michigan, but
No,
we'll
unfortunately,
forgive
not
you
in
that
Michigan. Yeah.
because it led to such great things. And so you were writing romances before. How did you get into writing in general?
I've always written, I think. I asked my best friend in fifth grade if she wanted to write a book with me.
In fifth
She,
grade.
she said no. She said, no, that's crazy. So, yeah, I started writing books in fifth grade, but I wrote my first adult book when I was 19. It did not get published, but I wrote my first one. It was 500 words.
Oh,
I
ah,
mean, 500,000
thousand, yeah.
words.
500,000 words? I don't know.
It was huge.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know if readers realize that's a lot
that's
because
a lot. Yeah.
125,000 is a good sized book. But
Yes.
so that was ginormous. That was, you know what? That was a series in and of itself. You could have just chopped it up.
Exactly, exactly. It was one of those where you have a lot of enthusiasm, so you just keep going. But they're going back to bigger books now, which
They are.
surprises me.
Isn't
Yeah.
that isn't that something? And it's fascinating to me that there's always an ebb and flow in writing. And cozies, no matter how much things ebb, cozies always seem to make people happy. And I think they literally take us to a place where we feel comfortable, we feel safe, we feel cozy, even if there is murder involved in the story. But we
Yeah.
get to know the characters, we get to know the place, and it's a wonderful escape for us because we're able to put ourselves, to leave everything else behind and put ourselves in the story. And so tell us a little bit about, let's start with the candy coated mysteries. Tell us a little bit about those.
Sure. I started off with Ally McMurphy. She's the protagonist. And
She's great, by the way.
oh, thank
She's
you.
so feisty. Yeah.
She is. She's feisty. A lot of reviewers say that she's plucky.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's a good word. Yeah.
Yeah. So she comes back. Her family has a hotel and fudge shop on Mackinac Island. That's the backstory. And she has spent her whole life wanting to take that over because her father's an architect and her mother doesn't want to live on the island. So when her grandfather dies, somebody has to take over.
Hmm.
And so she spent her whole life like preparing for that. She spent summers there and she went to school, culinary school and all these things so she could learn how to run a hotel and how to make fudge. Um, and so what you see in the beginning is her coming to the island and wanting to start that. Well, unfortunately, her grandfather died like a month before, and so she's on her own to
Yeah.
pick this up and start it. And you get a little bit of that northern exposure. I don't know if you remember
Yes,
that
I sure
show. That
do.
was
Yes, yes, yes.
yes. So you
Oh
get a
my
little bit
gosh.
of that where, she was going to school. She grew up in Detroit. She was going to school in Chicago. And then she tries to connect with people on Mackinac Island and become a townie. And uh, that's kind of a thread that runs through the whole series is,
And the
um,
characters, the people she gets to know and becomes friends with.
yes, yeah. And it's really kind of fun because I have her connecting with a lot of the seniors who've lived there, and retired there, lived
Yeah,
there their whole lives and retired there. So they know all the gossip on the island and they
yeah.
can help her to solve the mysteries. So
So that brings up the question, are any of your characters based upon real people that you've met?
that, I have to say no. But they are based
You're
on
not going
bits
to
and
tell on
pieces of
anybody, huh? Like a
right.
murderer or anything like that. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So they're based on bits and pieces. One I wrote 2 years ago was, I think it's the one, it's not the latest one, which is Some Like It Fudgy. Um, but I actually used the librarians because I set it near the library.
Oh,
And I went in and asked them if I could, you know, write it happening in the library and if, I could use their name. And so I was able to use their first names
oh, that's great.
and
And they're so
just
nice in
those
there.
things.
I mean, I've been in that library many times and used them as a resource to learn
Yeah.
about the island. That's
Yeah.
great. I love that.
They're great. And I love the fact that the library, it actually moved, right? Isn't that
Oh, I
my
didn't know
research
they'd
said?
moved. They were in a beautiful historic building.
Oh, they are now, but before they were like on Market Street, I think, like
Oh,
years
yes,
ago.
that's right. They
Yeah.
were.
And they moved into that beautiful historic building right on the edge of the lake.
And you
So
can go in the library and check out one of your books and go out into the back porch and sit in a rocking chair right on the water. And it's
it,
heaven. It's just sheer
it
heaven.
is. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Is there anything about the island that you find yourself especially drawn to, or anything that has surprised you? You've known it for most of your life, but is there anything, if you were to tell somebody who doesn't know anything about the island, what would you want them to know?
Well, I think that I would want them to stay. Just stay, go do more than one day. Do more than, the main street and the fudge and the tour around, and get yourself some hiking boots or a bicycle and see the park part of the island, the hiking trails. If you love to ride horses, take horse through the forest because they are amazing, and the sound of the birds and the fresh smell of the pines and the trees that they have there. It's an amazing place, and it takes you back it, a lot farther than the Victorian Main Street, which is a lot of fun. But it's quiet and refreshing, I guess to say. It's a great place. It's a great place.
So it sounds like you're saying during the Victorian era, during the Gilded Age, is when a lot of beautiful mansions, they call them cottages. I would call them mansions,
Yeah, I agree.
were built on the island. So we have the whole Victorian village era thing going on. But when you get into the island, into the belly of it, and you really explore the trails, like you said, I always think about the Native Americans who were there first, who thought of
Yes.
the island as being a sacred place, and they would get different tribes would that were friendly with each other would gather there in the summertime, and it was
Mhm.
sort of a dating match where
Yes.
you could meet somebody. If there wasn't anybody in your tribe, there might be somebody in another one. But I always think of how they were there first, and they believed it was sacred. And I think you can feel that sacredness when you go out into nature and get to know the island. And
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree 100%. And the park rangers and things have done a really beautiful job of explaining that. So if you're along the trails, they have signs that tell you about some of the background of like Skull Cave. They have a Native American like burial place. They have a lot of really interesting, deeper history from the island
hmm
through the woods and on those trails. So,
and riding a bike around the island is 8.2 miles. And it's totally flat because it goes along the shoreline, and because there are no cars, it's the easiest ride in the world. And even somebody old like me can can get on a bike and make this circle around the island, and it's just fabulous.
it
It
is.
just takes you in, and when you're in the northern side of the island, where there's not much there, you just get such a feeling for the past and I think the future as well. Where are we going? And so stories that are set on the island, I think, teach us so much more than just what the story is about.
Yes.
And so you write also about other places. Do you have a series set in Oregon? Did I see?
I do. I lived in Oregon, Portland for a few years for work, and I loved the Pacific Ocean. It's cold there. It's a
Yeah.
little darker. It's more rainy. The mountains and kind of the rainforesty areas of Oregon, and they're quirky period people there. They have UFO festivals. Supposedly there was a UFO in the
Oh,
50s.
okay.
So they have this fun UFO festival that I celebrate in one of those books. They have Halloween Town there the movie was shot there, so they have a Halloween Town celebration. Uh, but most importantly, with that set of books, is I talk about the bees
Mm-hmm.
because our bees are in trouble. And so it's set in a bee shop, and there's a lot of information about raising bees and bee products and things that we could do to keep the pollinators around.
What's the first in series? What's the name of that one?
Oh my gosh.
You've written so
Death
many
becomes
books.
her.
I don't know. You might not remember. I'm sorry. What is it?
No, it's like people ask me about this character or that character, and my brain is like, oh my gosh, it's been years since I visited them. So I struggle. But I believe that the title is Death Becomes Her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds familiar because I was looking, I hadn't read those yet, but I was looking that over. How many books have you written?
I have published 40 books. Next year will be 42 because I have two coming out next year. So, yeah,
And I've noticed that you have many set on Mackinac Island for Christmas time.
yes.
And what a wonderful Christmas gift to give someone if they love the island or not, know about it or not. The cozy mysteries are just great stories, and I love the Christmas setting. Did you notice, by the way, that Hallmark used to, of course, and they still do, they would do Christmas in July. And I just noticed today, now they're doing Christmas in October as well.
Oh my gosh.
I know, and so it's going to pretty soon be Christmas every month.
Yes.
But I thought it was a lot when they did Christmas in July. Now it's Christmas in October. They're doing a whole series of Christmas shows in October, as well as, of course, November and December and January
Yeah.
in case you missed them. So that
Everybody loves Christmas. It's become people start shopping for Christmas so early, and I've
right.
known people who are already have all their gifts at the end of September, and I am not that person.
Me either. Me either. But these kinds of books, your cozy mystery set at Christmas time, are just such wonderful gifts for somebody who
Thank you.
loves to read. Do you happen to have any of your books sitting there that you could show us some of the covers? I saw one.
I have this. I have my latest, which is Some Like It Fudgy, and they have like these really cute cartoon covers to them.
Hmm.
A lot of people will ask me, is that a kid's book or an adult book? And if they're adult books. But what I've noticed is there are a lot of teenagers now that are buying cozy mysteries,
They are.
particularly because they're, besides being really good stories and puzzle mysteries, they're very clean.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of parents who are concerned about what
Hmm.
their teenagers are reading these days. And so the parents are happy to see the
Hmm.
teens pick them up, and the teens are enjoying them because the characters are in their 20s, and so they relate and they look forward to that. Yeah,
Sure.
so I'm really surprised by that.
I think that's wonderful. I think it's just wonderful that they want to read. Uh, that
Yes.
that part is great. Could we look at that cover one more time? Because I saw something that I thought was so cute. I hope you don't mind. Okay, so I love the animals. Of course, I'm a huge animal lover. But look at those babies. And so, is that a? Oh, it's a camera. I see. That
Yes.
so somebody's taking pictures. I get it. And
Yes,
then,
in this particular book,
uh-huh.
I have a shop in my fictional part of Mackinac Island that takes the old-timey photos where you dress in Victorian and then it takes like a tintype photo. And the person who runs the shop actually is murdered. So that's why
I mean,
the
somebody
animals
has to
are,
go, right?
yes, they're in the setting with their little outfits on, uh, getting ready to have their picture taken.
Oh,
So yeah. When I started off with the books, I had a little dog. The little white dog was based on my Bichon poodle,
oh,
who left us a few years ago. but she was like the star. And since then, I've added a cat. And now in my new series, there's going to be a Great Dane. So I
I see
introduced
that.
the Great
Yeah.
Dane here. So there's a lot of pets in the stories. So that's
But
fun.
to me, that's just realistic because so many of us in our lives have our animals coming in and out. And
Yes.
so I notice when a story, especially a cozy, uh, when a story has no animals in it, that just doesn't seem realistic to me because
No, it doesn't. And the things, the animals actually, because she has to walk the dog, there's a lot of clues that she gets from walking the dog, and the dog's name is Mal, which is short for marshmallow,
oh,
because it's a candy store. And Mal will sniff stuff out. Uh, She doesn't like talk in human voice or anything
mhm.
like that. She's just a dog, but she finds things that are interesting or help solve the crime. In one of the books, she actually digs up a sock that's attached to something human.
Yeah.
And that's how they even know that there's been a murder.
Mhm.
So use the animals too, like everyday life. When you walk your dog, they have to read the morning news. Is what I call it. They read the morning news because they
Oh, that's
sniff
cute.
along the
Yeah,
walk.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You just reminded me of Chad's wonderful walking tours. I guess I'm putting a pitch in for him, and I
Yeah.
didn't anticipate that. But I don't know if you've ever heard of him on Mackinac Island, but he does walking tours with people. And so, and I did his walking tour this summer. And so he takes you to parts of the island that you normally wouldn't know are there, wouldn't be able to find. And one of my thoughts as we were walking along, going to, down the little alley and up the little path, and one of my first thoughts was, oh, this is perfect for a mystery, that we're going to find something out here somewhere. And so that makes perfect sense that
Yeah.
your dog would do that. Well, is there anything before we wrap up here, anything you would like readers to know about you or about your books?
Oh,
Uh,
sure. Well, one, the books are a lot of fun. They're puzzle mysteries, which we've talked about, and this is book 14 actually in the series. So you get
mm,
this long running book series where you can get to know the people and you see them grow and change and get to know new people. And I like to think that they're rich with all different characters. So it's not simply Allie and her best friend. It's all the people that make up the island, the business owners, the
yeah,
tourists, the seniors who retire there, the people who come for the summers in their cottages,
yeah,
which
yeah,
are, like you
yeah.
said, these huge, giant Victorian mansions. So it's fun to have a long running series like that.
It,
People become friends when it comes to that. And also, I have a new series coming out next year. It's set in Charlevoix, Michigan, and it does introduce the little Great Dane. And it's a pet and pastries mystery. So you get the pets and you get some pastries mixed in there.
oh, so there'll be
And
some recipes, I bet. Oh my God.
yes, there'll be more
Charlevoix is
recipes.
another lovely town on a couple of lakes in Michigan. You are so creative. Do you always, when you drive through a town, go, "Oh, I could put a series"?
Yes, I do. I do. And that's why I have series in different places, is because I've either lived there, mostly I've lived there because I travel a lot, or I see something really interesting
Yeah,
about a little town and I think, oh my gosh, this would be great.
yeah. Oh, I look forward to that one. And so, are your books standalones, or should people start with the first in a series? I know for me, I like to start with the first in the series and work through because then I really get to know the people. So by book 14, even though there's some new characters coming in, I feel like I know these are my friends. I mean, I know these.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
we live together in the same town. I mean, that's truly how it begins to feel. And
Yeah.
so, can people read each book as a standalone, or would you recommend they start with book one in each series?
They can read them as a standalone, and I've had people buy like Fudge Bites, which is a Halloween book, or they'll buy a Christmas book
Oh, sure.
and read those first.
Uh-huh.
But it's really interesting to me because then they go back and they start from the beginning and they read all of
Yeah,
them through. So it just really depends on how
yeah,
you feel and how you want to
sure.
experience the
And there's
island.
nothing wrong with that, is there? That's a good way to do it if that's the way you want to do it. And if it's Halloween time and that's the mood you're in, or Christmas time and you want to buy a gift, or that's the mood you're in,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah,
Well, I am so grateful for you spending time with me today and so happy that we finally met. We,
yes.
we were always missing each other at the Island Bookstore. And
Yeah, it
so,
seemed like we would sign the same weekend pretty much, and
uh,
I would be gone, or you were just there and had left when I came
yeah.
to sign. So it's
I've
wonderful.
always wanted to have a big signing, and of course, the bookstore doesn't have room for it. But
Yeah.
there are 7, 8 of us that I know who write books about the island. And I've always thought it would be so much fun to have an event where we all get together. And I know that would be mostly just for me because it would be fun. Or
I think it'd be fun
hopefully we'd
too.
all have fun. So I don't know how much of an event it would be for anybody else, but to me, that would just be great. So uh, let's think about that.
Yeah, I think we should. I
Yeah.
agree.
Well, thank
Yes.
you so much for being here. In the description for this podcast, I'm going to put your website address, but do you want to give folks what that website address is?
Sure. It is www.nancyjcoco.com. Um, So there's a lot of good information on there, and you'll
There
see
is.
all the books running across the bottom in order. A lot of people ask me, "Well, what's the order?" So you'll see them there in order.
Excellent. Nancy, thank you so much for being here. We'll
Well,
meet
thank you
on the
so much for
island,
having
okay?
me.
Yeah, yeah, I'll see you on the island.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.